Hello everyone. Today I have a stock tank here that quit working on me, and I thought let's open it up together and see if we can repair it. Start off and make sure it's unplugged. I'm also going to be changing out the cord on this because I need a longer cord, and I figured this is the perfect candidate because it doesn't work. Looks like a little moisture got in there, but not normal for these, unfortunately. Get you close up here. So, pretty much as I thought, one of these will get corroded, burn off. That's usually what fails on these, and it's an easy fix. I'm always just surprised from, factory. They're like, oh, here's wiring up. And just kind of do stuff like that. This is where you set the temperature. These can fail, but most of the time they don't, because they usually will just default into not shutting off. You'll know that when the water, when you're in warmer temperatures and this thing's still running. So, but yeah, right here, right away, we can definitely tell what happened. Burned off the connection. This one's on its way out. Can you see that corrosion? Go ahead and unplug it, which is nice. This uses the flat style clamps. There we go. So we'll go ahead and hit that with like a little sandpaper to kind of make that happy again. Like I said, I want to put in a new cord in here, so go ahead and do this wire nut, if it'll let me. There it goes. You can see that's starting to corrode as well. Bunch of the poofy crap came off. We'll go ahead and undo our ground. What I'm probably going to do is I have some insulating paint in here, insulation varnish. I'll probably scratch up a bunch of this crappy paint in there and give it a light coating, try to get a little more life out of this. Here's something I didn't show. That's the undercap. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll go by these and hear them buzzing. That's pretty much a guaranteed sign of what's going on here. Just while they're running, they just get hot and lose their connection and burn up like that. I always consider kind of interesting safety issue that's never been addressed. I don't know if there's a way to address it, because if you look at another video where I repaired a branding iron, it also failed in the same way. This just gets hot from the heat and cooling, oxides get on there, and just eventually fails. There's that. It looks like you can see a little bit of corrosion kind of there, but we got enough cable here. I think what I can do is, actually that looks good. Looks like they used tinned wire on that one. That's probably why this one side failed, not tinned wire. So the copper just sat there and corroded. So maybe what we'll do is actually tin it, but for now, we'll see if it's worth our time to repair. Take our trusty little meter, and we'll see if stuff's grounded out where it shouldn't be. So, we'll see if the whole coil's working. Should be high resistance here. Yep, I'm getting some resistance. It doesn't beep, but I am getting a number, which is what I should be seeing. What I shouldn't be seeing is if I touch to the outside edge of this right here, I should not be getting a reading at all. And I'm not, so that's good. We'll go to the other side just in case. It's always better to be thorough. Make sure I've got my reading up. That's everything. You gotta be careful of corrosion. When I stuck it on there, I was actually touching corrosion, and it was giving me no reading. That's why I'm kind of probing on the other side here. Okay, same thing. Cool. We'll go to the other side here. See, the reason this would automatically be junk is if I'm getting no resistance here, that means this little heating element that's inside this coil here is burned up somewhere inside. That's pretty much just a new unit. It's done. Another sign that's done is this wire here should not be touching the outer portion of this heating coil. If you ever get anything grounding out there, this is an electrical hazard. It could shock and kill you. Don't mess around with it, just replace it. And you just make sure that none of the corrosion's around in here on these little points. Like I said, you're measuring from that to the outside. Same on the other side. You just want to make sure you got a good connection on there, which is why I'm checking that. And if this warmer does go bad and you're in a bind, I have wired past them where these stay permanently on, and I'll rig them up to a timer or even an outdoor temperature plug-in, so that if it falls below 30 it turns on, you know. But because I've had trouble tracking these down. If you live in an area where these easy to track down, just replace it. They're real cool. You can adjust them higher or lower. I like to leave it about where it was. That's where it came from factory, is about the middle. Here's maybe different, but in this case I think we've got ourselves a recoverable heater here. Keep in mind, when you plug it in during a warm day, it will not heat up the stock tank heater. So that may not be a test if it's a warm day, but on an ice cold day it should be. And if this checks out and it's not heating up, it's a pretty good chance this is bad, and it's just not letting connection happen. Right now it shouldn't be connected because it is a fairly warm day while I'm testing this. So let's see if we can get a bunch of resistance. Yep, that's a sign. Yep, so now you see I turned it colder and it no longer beeps. Turn it all the way up. So it's functioning fine. It's actually doing what it should do. I don't actually want this to run on a day like today, so we'll go ahead and turn this down a little bit. It's about 50 or 60 degrees today. Okay, I just heard it click and turn on. But something else you'll be able to do is hear it click. I don't know if you can hear that. So there we go. So that's what this is. This goes right up to this up here. So it's actually reading that temperature. See, I'll try to remove this. Usually I end up breaking these off because they just don't seem to ever come out. They do snap in, but that's where the problem lies, is once they're snapped in. Probably not getting them back out easily. Would like to reuse it if I could. Awesome. So take a look at that. You can see it just snaps in there. You shove your wire through it. That's it. So cool. I've never been able to save one of those before. So cool. We'll go ahead and get a new cord. The reason I'm replacing it is I need something longer. And it's already been a patch job to make things get by. I'm the one who patched this. The inner shielding was fine, but the cows kind of got into it. Put a bunch of teeth marks in that. I figured winter time, make it work through the winter. Also, if you're, and then here's how this works to get it off the old cord. Like I said, I usually break these, so this was a learning curve for me to how to get these back off. So there you go. You can see that sucker really pinched down that cord. It's not going anywhere. Hopefully I can reuse that with the new cord I get. We'll find out. Because I tend to usually put thicker cords on stuff like this because this is pulling 1500 watts. Should have hit record for a little more in this than I did, but went ahead, tinned the wires that corroded. This one goes to that wire nut inside that you've seen. And I'll give this one a little bit of antioxidant. Probably unnecessary since I tinned them with some solder, but you know, it sucks when you get that corrosion on there. It can be a hazard. But we'll go ahead and add our crimp in now. Calm down. Try not to smash these crimps too hard. I've actually cut the wire from giving it full force, it'll just cut the wire. And also try to center it up where that middle crimp is, which will also minimize you cutting through that wire. Now it's good. Even one to reach in the other one. Like I said, I'm going to leave this one. It wasn't corroding in that. But what I will do is also add a little antioxidant here. Not a lot, you don't even want to just kind of massage it in there. There we go. And I'll stop it from getting that corrosion on there, hopefully. Painted, and the paint's dry enough. I've tracked down those screws. I put them in the lid. So right now I want to focus on getting these two terminals cleaned to put the new wiring in. And there's a couple different ways you can go about it. Scotch Brite pad, sandpaper, and if they're really bad, a file. This one has a lot of burnt rubber on it from that other one getting cooked. So I'm going to have to file it just a little bit until I get that rubber off. You're not pushing hard, you just want to get that surface clean for a good connection so it doesn't create heat. Hit it with a little electronic cleaner, just to make sure I got finger oils off it. This side right here, I don't know, it survived quite well. This time, I'm really trying to stop this from corroding, so we're going to go ahead and put some antioxidant on here. It'll probably melt away and run off, but it's worth a try. Here's our cord. Hopefully I didn't shortcut it too soon here. I can shove these in. Excellent. Beforehand, I went ahead and cleaned this up as best as I could so it gets a good connection. I'll also repeat the same process here. I'm going to put a little bit antioxidant on it. Probably wasting my time, but you gotta sometimes try something. So in some instances, I've actually had these greases and whatever actually create a situation where I'm getting worse corrosion. Because what will happen is they dry out, I don't know, they have some sort of oily substance. The dirt gets gathered on it, and then that dirt starts wicking moisture toward the connection, which is not what you want. It just uses up the protection really quickly. Stop that from coming up against that. Yeah, that's pretty tight. Right now I want to verify if that is actually connected. Since I did paint it, there's a pretty good chance that it didn't get a good connection. Go ahead and go to ground. Backside. I can even go to the other end of the cord and check that way too. Okay, just touching the body along here, and it's beeping at me, so we know the ground's good. Because you should be running these stock tank gears on a ground fault of some sort. It'll stop your animals from getting shocked. But for that to work, you need to make sure that ground's good, so we can see that voltage difference across the lines there. That one. Go ahead and just plug in as is, as it's had zero corrosion. Put that back how we've seen it. Sure, I like that though. I'm going to go ahead and massage this over a little bit. Just like so. Makes me feel a little better. I noticed it was sitting up where that lid would be punched down, and probably caused me some issues there, so leave it like that. I'm going to try to reuse this. I don't think I'm going to have any luck with it, but if it works, great. If not, well, shoot. I'm just going to connect that for now, and we're seeing about where we want it. Like I said, there's a pretty good chance I'm not going to get this to work, because most of the time when I've tried to reuse these, I break them, or I just can't get them in there. And in the past I've tried using heat guns and everything to get these in, but to crush around the wire better. I don't know, it just seems like I can't reuse these as much as I've tried. I always wonder if there's a special machine when they put these on, or what's the story, or if there's some trick to it that I am just not understanding when I try to use it. Well, got started. I don't know. Well, that's the first time I've ever got that to be reused, so that's awesome. I'm happy about that. I'm going to track down the wire nut and get this put together. But before we get that going on, let's go ahead. This little antioxidant. I was going to skip it because this also doesn't seem like it ever corrodes. And I've had multiple stock heaters corrode in the same exact way. And probably the main reason it isn't is you see this wire, it looks like it's tinned, it's a nice silver color. And a lot of tinned wires seem to be not corrode so quick. But we'll go ahead and have a quick twist over and get a wire nut. Couldn't figure out where I put my wire nut, but that's okay. Found another one that'll work just fine. Go ahead and get it installed. Snug. There we go. Try to set that down somewhere where it's not going to get in too much trouble. It'll be fine just like that. Alright, we'll go ahead and plug it in. Because I do want to turn that back down, so I'm just leaving this open for now. Yep, nice and hot already. I'll go and turn that back down. Not to where I like it. I don't want to have this just sitting there running when we have like a 50-degree day or even 40-degree. No sense in it, just wastes electricity. I remember that burn. Just kind of lightly grind it away. I'm not going to spend too much time with it. That'll probably be good enough. So that's all there is to these. I hope you guys found that helpful.